Hey everyone, today's video is about a cockroach that wakes up stuck inside a refrigerator. Not the top, not the freezer. No, you re-wedged behind a leaking bottle of fish sauce in the back of the bottom shelf. AA the Frozen, Kingdom of Death Traps. Everything here is cold enough to freeze your whiskers off and wet enough to make you wish you were waterproof. Which, okay, you sort of are, but it still sucks. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you really like what I do here. And hey, drop your location and what time it is where you're watching from. Now turn off the lights, maybe turn on the fan for some soothing noise, and let's watch today's video. You're shuffling slowly across the condensation slick floor of the fridge, antennae stiff with frostbite when you hear it. The defroster, it kicks in like a demon sneezing. A gust of icy wind blows a crusty scallion clean off the rack above and nearly takes you with it. You dive behind a jar of capers and hear a faint voice. They're a crew of misfit survivors, a centipede in an onion peel helmet, fruit fly medic with PTSD, and a cricket who only speaks in riddles in 2007 pop lyrics. We've made it 6 weeks here, the centipede says. But the cheese drawer is getting cocky. They've started exporting brie. It's not because the light went out, but because a baby carrot just kamikazed off the top rack and nailed you in the face. Led by a wheel of Gouda named General Roquefort, their strategy is simple. Invade the middle shelf and hoard the coldest spots. You're given a job spy duty. Stay low, act moldy, says the centipede. And for the love of compost, don't eat anything blue. New meat, it whispers. You turn. It's a mold colony. And the thermostat clicks in Morse code like it's trying to confess to war crimes. Legends say there's a way out behind the fermented grapes and ego-bruised apples, but no one who's gone there has returned. Except an earwig named Nigel, who came back speaking fluent tomato and hasn't blinked since. The Middle Shelf Alliance disbands instantly. Yes. Every bug for themselves, cries the cricket, backflipping into a tub of hummus. You're on your own now. It's like a middle school gym locker, married a compost pile, and had a sweaty, spoiled baby. You gag. If something moves, you freeze. The butter gets trampled. A tea bag loses its string in the crossfire. We propose fridge-wide peace, you say, antennae raised. You try to focus, but the lettuce is whispering about the moon landing being fake. There's light ahead, real light, warm. You're almost at the vent freedom, but then a hand reaches in. Celery stick offers you Bitcoin. You're hallucinating. You don't even hesitate. It's sticky. It's narrow, but it's out. Roquefort narrows his eyes. Only if we get the prime corner by the eggs. Wearing a crown made from twist ties and wielding a plastic cocktail sword, you lie there blinking at the ceiling of the trash bin, surrounded by coffee grounds and half a donut. For the first time in days, it's not cold, not loud. You're safe. I am Marie Antoinette, she announces. Let them eat cake. Then it lingers. Something ancient stirs beneath the melted kale. Creature resides something bulbous, slippery, and angry. It's the forgotten ham. She throws a chunk of rotting apple at your head. You barely survive, hiding behind a shriveled lime whispering war poetry. The yogurt cult joins the fight, screaming about lactose enlightenment. Someone releases carbonated pickles, and the fizz triggers a small explosion. A bag of pre-cut pineapple goes airborne, like a fruity 9/11's reenactment. They came for the dairy, but they'll melt with pride, it murmurs. A voice calls out from a butter dish. If you want to live, don't trust anything with green fuzz or the cheese drawer, especially the cheese drawer. Already got baptized, assaulted, and nearly frozen to death. Like the tea party, he explains, but we dump pickle juice into the cheese drawer. The plan? Brilliant. Execution? A mess. Yes. You didn't think this day would come, but here it is. You missed the safety of the compost bin. You crash straight into a container of leftover pho from 2022, and the smell alone ends the war. Roquefort surrenders. Fine, he groans, oozing dignity, but only if we keep the laughing cow hostages. Fuzzy, gray, British accent. Name's Timothy. Welcome to hell. You try to keep walking, but you trip over an old chicken nugget that's been fossilized into something you 90% sure is legally a weapon. You land face first into yogurt. It's not just any yogurt, a tub with a cracked lid and a posse. These are cult expiratus, a group of expired dairy fanatics who believe they've transcended time. The milk is curdled, one of them chants. They try to baptize you in sour whey. You backflip into a pool of spilled kombucha and lose a leg. You crawl away, twitching when suddenly everything goes dark. Day 1, you mutter to yourself. And just as you re-deciding whether to climb into the pickle jar or just let the frost take you, you follow the butter dish voice, limping on your 5 good legs, and tumble straight into a planning session hosted by the Middle Shelf Alliance. Turns out the cheese drawer has grown arrogant with age and fermentation. Your mission starts with an ambush. The cheese forces catapult string cheese into your territory. Chaos. After a retaliatory raid involving stale cornflakes and mustard gas, literally mustard your scent to negotiate a ceasefire, talks collapse when someone accidentally sits on the camembert. A war crime. Factions break down. In the middle of the chaos, the centipede announces a desperate strategy. Operation Boston. Pickle Party. You end up riding a wet sponge like a surfboard down the butter slope, leading a charge of angry ants. Everyone cheers. Peace is declared over a celebration feast of dehydrated raspberries and regret. But just as things settle, the fridge gives a low rumble. The power's fading, that rumble. It's not hunger, it's death warming up. The refrigerator's dying lights flicker, temperatures rise. You make your way toward the only hope anyone's ever whispered about the produce drawer. The drawer groans as you slide it open. First thing you notice, the heat. Second, the smell. It's a tomato. Big, mold-streaked. You duck, land in a puddle of fermented grape juice, and get instantly drunk. Somehow you crawl past the salad mutiny, up the ramp of a fallen cucumber. And through the trail of a slug that's writing Shakespeare quotes in slime, the fridge door opens. For a glorious second, the whole world is bright and human-shaped. You freeze. The hand pulls out a bottle of hot sauce. Shadow falls across the drawer. You have 2 choices. Face the meat demon. You'll leap through the vent. You dive. You land in the trash. Bin warm, noisy, glorious. A banana peel applauds. A fly hands you a medal. You made it. The fridge hum fades behind you, blending into city noise and breeze, like a bad dream leaving your antennae. End of script. Thanks for following along.